Welcome back to Good Things Utah, everyone. We have made it to our week 3 of our Parenting Mini Series with parenting expert Dr. Elisa Van Langveld. And she's working with the Heel family and the mom of 6, Elsha Heel, to work on positive parenting. And this week, the task was self-compassion. But first, Elisa, let's jump back and talk about the past 3 weeks and what we've done.
Okay, so we're 3 weeks into our 4-week experience. Week 1, we started with attachment. Having a secure attachment and building those connections with our children, and the task is one-on-one time. So Elsha's already been diving into that. Week 2, we talked about emotional regulation for the parent as well as the child, and we did an intensive yell less challenge.
Not always easy.
It's not easy, and perfection is not the goal.
And what week was this? This
is week 3, and this week was all about self-compassion.
Okay, so these are a lot of things that we are tackling. Is this overwhelming? How is this feeling to you?
Yeah, overwhelming, but it's good stuff. I'm grateful for it.
Okay, so self-compassion, why is this so important?
Self-compassion is really the foundation for all of the positive parenting strategies. So throughout time, we've changed the way we parent our children, and the best practice right now are what we call positive parenting strategies.
Yes.
They're focused on positive outcomes for our children, but also positive strategies and processes in our interactions. However, if we just teach parents that they shouldn't yell, that they should be calm when they talk to their kids, that they should always be loving and warm and receptive, and we don't also arm them with the skills to do that and the compassion when they don't get it right, we're just setting them up to fail.
100%.
We're making it worse.
And I feel like I can relate because I hear those things come in, and can you relate as well?
Yeah,
I hear
absolutely.
it, I want to do it, but until I have the tools, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, tell us a little bit about your parenting and how many kids you have, what's going on in your world?
So 6 kids, we're a blended family.
Okay.
And then we have 13 to 1.
So all different ages.
Yeah, all different ages, all different settings from coming and going, different households. Yeah.
So
eyeballs deep in the parenting world. Just
I would
so
say,
much coming and going.
Well, and why do you feel like self-compassion is so important right now with all of those kids, all those different ages?
Well, self-compassion, like she said, so all these strategies we've been doing and challenges we've been doing for the past couple weeks, it gets overwhelming, and you start to question, can I do this? Should I do this? I shouldn't be a mom. This is hard stuff, and I'm not doing great. I'm yelling a little here and there.
I'm having hiccups, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so self-compassion is huge, because then you realize I'm human, and this is relatable, and all moms are struggling with this. All parents are struggling with this. I'm not the only one, and it's okay.
I love that you just said that way, and I think it's important to give it a voice sometimes, to speak it out loud to maybe your friends, your sisters, someone, so you can find support, right? Do you agree?
Yes, that's actually the strategy that we talked about.
Yeah.
When we have some of these feelings that are unpleasant, they kind of sit in our right mode processing of our brain, and they agitate us, and we feel highly emotional, but the only way to work through that is to put language to them and make sense of them. So when we say them out loud, or we go through a mental process of, this is really challenging, lots of women have this struggle. It makes sense that I would have this struggle, and it's okay. When we do that, we move through that agitation.
Well, and as you're saying that, I find myself taking a breath.
Yes.
It's almost like, okay, we're in this together, we can all release. Let's jump into these questions. Tell us about the one-on-one time and how that's going.
Okay, one-on-one time. So I'm always going to continue to do that. That's been huge, because we're always so busy. We have a lot of sports.
Yeah, it's hard to find the time.
Yeah, and so this 10 minutes with each child, I feel like I'm relearning my kids again. I spend time with them, and I'm like, you are cool. You're a cool kid.
Love that.
It's been huge. I would recommend it for every parent out there.
How much time are you spending with them? Does it need to be an hour long? Can it be 20 minutes? Can it be 5 minutes? What does that look like for you?
So we set a timer for 10 minutes, and I let them know, I got 10 minutes, let's hang out. We can do whatever you want. So I set the timer, and they're aware that when that timer goes off, our time's done. And so it's good for me too, because it's not too much, and because I still have a baby, obviously, and I'm nursing him, and he's super clingy and needy, so it's nice to be here, take the baby, and then I get to spend time with them.
But I like that you're teaching them boundaries as well. You're giving them their time, and then you're showing them that, okay, mom is going to move on and do something else, but we'll do this again, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into the no yell. This one, or the yell less.
Yell less, because when I first started that one, it was no yell, and I had anxiety.
Let's switch that around.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, I'm having panic attacks about this, because I am going to yell. Kids love when I yell, I think. So they are only listening at that time. But
that's how I felt. Sometimes that's the only time they respond.
Right.
Oh, it's really hard.
I know.
So how are you doing it?
So, I'm just letting him know my intentions. Like, this is what kind of mom I want to be. I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to have to raise my voice for you to understand or listen or, cooperate with me. Like, I'm trying, so can you try? Like, let's be in this together. And honestly, when I told my daughter that, my 8-year-old, I was like, I don't want to be that mom. Like, I don't want to yell. And that was after we had a blow up. So we were preparing at that point, and she looked at me and was just like, I am sorry, Mommy, and gave me a hug. And so it's just...
And then there was connection.
Yeah.
I love that. I want to ask the pro because I'm wondering, I've told my kids, I'm going to ask you 3 times. I'll be nice the first, the second it might get a little, but by the third, I probably am going to yell.
Yeah.
So I need you to work with me. Is this, I've never asked anyone, I've come up with this on my own. Is this manipulative? Is this bad?
No, you're being really clear about your boundaries and your expectations. The risk in what you're saying is that if getting yelled at is not that bad for them, then they won't care.
Then they don't care.
Yeah. But I actually teach the same strategy. Don't ask for things more than 3 times.
Okay.
The first time you ask, and I'm just going to ask regular, go get your shoes on.
Yes.
The second time, you make sure you connect to them non-verbally. So you get eye contact.
Oh, I
you get
love
proximity.
that.
And then you say, hey, you need to go put your shoes on. And then the third time, you do it with them. You walk over to them, you guide them, you need to put your shoes on. And when you keep doing that 3 steps, then they'll start to realize, okay, I'll do it in the first time. My mom's coming back to
you
get
would
me.
have the tips for me. Okay, I'm taking that and putting it in my pocket. I love that you said guide them.
Yeah.
Guide them.
Gently guide them.
And the reason is because all of our relationship with our parenting is about connection.
Yes.
So if we connect with them, they'll do the thing.
Okay, what do you want our parents to take away today from everything that you're doing, everything that you've been implementing? What do you want to say?
I want to say don't give up. Like, you got this. It's hard, and we're all in it together. We're all struggling, and self-compassion is important.
It is
Practice
important.
that. Meditate. Do it.
All right, self-compassion for all of us. If you want more information, you can go to @10minutes together. That is Instagram. And thank you so much for sitting here, and thank you for the tips.
Yes.
I appreciate it, you guys.